The problem started towards the beginning of last year and was sort of manifest around about March 2010 when I did the August cycle race. And I picked up a really bad golfer's elbow on the inside of my left arm, which I suppose so for that injury I started favouring my right arm and developed a tennis elbow in that one, which was on the outside of the right arm. And it really got pretty bad. I play a lot of golf, do a lot of cycling, to the extent that it was really affecting both of those sports. I sought the advice of a doctor towards the end of last year, and he recommended surgery on both arms, but I had to choose which one was the worst of the two and chose the right arm. And I had that surgery in December of last year. I kind of naively thought that that would probably improve quite quickly and I'd be in a position to have the second arm done. But probably about 6 to 8 weeks after I saw him, it was really still sore. The other one was agony. The kind of pain was so bad that the day before the op, I couldn't even work the remote control on the TV. So it sort of vindicated the decision to have the op. I then was referred to Phyllisburger by the surgeon, Charles Brecken, and that was 8 weeks after the operation. And really to try and break the cycle of pain that had developed in the arm that I'd had the op on, but also to try and alleviate what was happening in the other arm, which clearly I couldn't have the op on at that stage.
I started to treat Richard after he'd had his tennis elbow surgery. It was 2 months after the surgery, and it was on the right arm. But he also had very severe pain on the left arm, and that pain was more of a golfer's elbow. It was in the medial aspect of the elbow. When I treated the tennis elbow, he had very severe pain and swelling and a hypersensitivity of the wound. You couldn't touch his wound. He was sharp shooting pains, swelling, and severe limitation of movement.
The first visit I had to Phyllis, I was in absolute agony with both arms, and particularly sensitive on the one that I'd had the operation on. I remember having a look at it, and it was just sore to look at, and there was talk about acupuncture and doing various other sort of interventions.
I then proceeded to use the NMS460 on the nerve supply. I used the radial nerve supply all along the arm at various regions for 5 minutes at about 20 milliamps, and to block that nerve pain.
And I must say it was kind of instant relief. Initially it was exquisite agony, but it was amazing. Within a couple of days he was actually putting needles into it, which was unthought of on the first visit.
I also treated the other arm at the nerve site. I treated the ulnar nerve because it was the medial side of the arm, as well as treating the radial nerve. And we got incredible relief of pain in the tennis elbow, in the elbows, to the extent that he was able to play golf at a very high level. He's actually traveled overseas. He's a lecturer, and he's published books, and he writes on the computer all the time, and he has no more pain.
I've got back to full activity. I'm playing more golf than ever. I cycle a lot. I've been in training for the last couple of months and ready to ride the 94.7. And interestingly, the elbow that I didn't have the op on probably healed quicker and better than the one I did have the op on. And what it means is I don't have to have the op on that arm. So I think as a kind of vindication of the treatment that was applied, it does show that it definitely had some impact.